Y'all already know the vibes, man. This is episode 2. We got Brooklyn in the building. We got NG3, Mr. Four-Step himself, Malcom Grant. We're going to give him a hand clap because y'all already know the vibes. Welcome to Redcuptalkwithgoodz, my boy. You already know what it is, man. What's good, baby?
My brother, what up, baby? What's going on?
Man, you already know, man. I just want to thank you for coming onto the spot, man. Redcuptalkwithgoodz, man. This is huge for me, you know what I mean? You was definitely one of the people I wanted to bless me on the show. So I appreciate you taking the time out your day away from your family to get into it a little bit, man. So let me give a shout out to all my sponsors right now, Red Solo Cup. You know what I mean? I know you don't drink, so you can't do the traditional shot that I always take, you know what I'm saying, before we start. Shout outs to Hennessy. Y'all already know the vibes, man. You know, Remy ain't cut the check no more, so they not on here. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go ahead and take this shot, and we're going to get this thing going. You know, yeah, we got Brooklyn in the building right now, man. Y'all know how this feels, so shout outs to my boy. Ooh. Mommy going to be on the block.
How that thing tastes?
Ooh, they went down just right, like it's supposed to. You heard? You know? Let me drink. So, Malcom, MG3, Mr. Four-Step, what's going on, man? Let the people know where you from, bro.
And listen, man, they know what it is. They heard the music, man. Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? Crown Heights. I want to say thank you, brother, for allowing me to come on here, man. Give me an opportunity and a platform to, you know, just kind of tell my story and drop some gems and, you know, just let the people, you know, see another side of me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think your story is unique. A lot of people that don't know you personally, all they see is the comedian, the ball player, you know what I mean? But they don't really know you, what drives you, what make you into the unique character that you are, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I always wanted to highlight that, you know what I mean? Because, you know, me and you have a personal relationship too as well.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I just want to get into it, man. You from Brooklyn. Tell me what Brooklyn means to you.
Brooklyn means everything to me, man. Brooklyn raised me. You know, being from Brooklyn, you know, you grow up differently. You know, you're surrounded by so many things, poverty, you know, negativity, some positivity, and it kind of shapes the person you are. You know, you kind of see examples of what not to do. You see examples of what to do, and, you know, you kind of gotta, you know, pick where you want to follow. You know, if you want to go on the right decision, then you got to look at the right examples. You know, and then you see the people that, you know, kind of went the wrong way in life, you know, what not to do, and hopefully you don't make the same mistakes they did. So Brooklyn means everything. Everywhere I go, I rep it. I make sure everybody know where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hove, Big,
yeah.
Fab, Billy Smith. You know, I name some legends and let them know that's where I'm from.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of people don't understand New Yorkers, man. Or you from Brooklyn. You know, normally you be like, yo, where you from? We don't say New York, we say Brooklyn. So I say Brooklyn. People don't understand that. And I get it, man. So let's get into it, man. You came up in Brooklyn playing ball. What got you into playing ball?
Honestly, as I can remember, man, you know, I've been playing ball since I was little, man. I just remember it kind of being like a natural thing. I remember I was real small, and my brother, LeVar Grant, we used to live at his field. And I don't know if people remember, they used to have the Fisher Price hoops, but we had the Jordan hoops. And this one had like the long...
The long, yeah. Yeah.
And they had Mike on there. Remember, Mike used to wear the chain.
The chain, yeah.
Gold chain. Mike was on there. And me and my brother, we used to be shooting on that. I remember he used to build the hoops out of the hangers. He would put it on the door. We used to make the basketball. We used to shoot on that. Yeah. So ball always been a part of my life ever since I was little, man. And the older I got, the more serious I got about it.
Got you. So when did you realize this is what you wanted to do? I mean, I know you say you play ball, but a lot of people play ball, but they don't. It comes to a turning point when they be like, you know what? I think I got what it takes. when did you realize that you had what it takes as a young fella to play ball? Because coming up in our days, you had to be nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
I think the turning point for me was, I'll never forget this day. We went to Kingston Park. Everybody that knows Kingston Park.
Shout out to the Triple Rim.
That's my park. You know, you got Broward Park, which is my second home, but Kingston Park is my first home. And as I was coming up, I never was allowed to hang around my pops because I was too small. So finally, when my mother started allowing me to hang with my pops, we go to the park, and it's like a little game going on, nothing serious. But before the game starts, they don't have enough players. So a guy comes over, he had been drinking too. A guy comes over and he asks my father, say, "Hey, can he play?" And my pop's like, "Nah," because my father didn't think I was ready yet. You know, I had just been playing in the house, imitating my brother on the VHS tapes.
Yeah.
So he's like, let him play. And my pop's like, "No, he ain't ready." So I'm begging my pops, like, "Come on, Pop, let me play." Finally, my pops gave in. He said, "All right, go ahead." And I got in the game. I don't know if you remember. You remember Bobby Mays?
Nah, I don't remember Bobby. He from the crib?
He from the sides. He from the sides. At that time, the two big names was Squirt. Remember Squirt?
Absolutely. A killer.
A different killer.
A killer. Squirt hands is about this big. Go ahead, though. Pause.
At that time, yeah. Squirt was the man, and they used to try to match him up against Bobby. And Bobby was the man. So like I'm saying, this is my first time ever playing in like a real kind of game situation.
Yeah.
And as soon as the game started, I steal the ball from Bobby. And I'm on a fast break, and I throw a no-look. And the guy scores, and then my pop goes, "Oh shit, he ready." And like I said, this is my first time ever. I had never been in a game situation. It was just natural. I had been watching so many tapes. It was like instinct. So for him to see me being my first game and throw a no-look, he was like, "Oh, all right." And from then on, we was rocking.
Yeah. And you know, what the crazy thing about it, when I first saw you, met you, I just seen you come in the park with your pops, with the bike, the infamous bike. And everybody know Pops had that bike. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you was just different. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, "Oh, he got what it takes." You know what I mean? But I used to always be like, "Ew, man, Malcom a little timid, man. Why he not aggressive? Why he not?" But I didn't know you was just one of those killers that was just show no emotion. And I could respect that. So now, all right, you getting older now. You playing in tournaments, you doing what you do. You in the 8th grade, it's time to go to high school. I know you could have went to any private Catholic school, the Rices, the Severian, the Bishop Lachlan. What made you decide to stay home and go to Paul Road? Because I know people were mad at you for that, because you could have really went anywhere and played. What made you? Where did that decision came from?
Well, I wanted to go to Rice High School, and the reason being, coming up, I had so many people that influenced me and kind of shaped my game. And as I was coming up, I thank God that my father was taking me to games all over the place. He would take me to Fordham. I would watch Rice play, Rice the King. And I'll never forget the first time I watched Andre Barrett play. Another
killer.
Listen, man. Like, I've been blessed, man. I came up in the era where I saw a lot of great basketball players. And I remember watching Andre play. I'm just like, yo, this dude's so small, but he's nice, he's smooth. He wear 12 at the time. That was the thing in our house, number 12. My brother LeVar wore 12. Kenny Anderson wore 12. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I want to go to Rice because of Andre.
Yeah.
I had went to Mo Hicks, who was the coach of Rice High School. He had a camp. I had went to the camp at Riverbank State Park, tore it up. I was like the best player there. And I wanted to go to Rice bad. So me and my pop spoke about it. And it's a story that a lot of people don't know about, but I've been letting it out as of late. There was a tournament in Harlem called Harlem World. And we went up there a particular day. We knew Mo Hicks was going to be there. So we said, yo, we going up there. We're going to let them know we want to come to Rice.
Yeah.
We go to the tournament. It's super packed. We see Mo. So we like, Coach, we want to talk to you. She's like, all right, give me a minute. So as the game is going on, we trying to get his attention. He just keep ignoring us, keep ignoring us. I'm trying to get his attention. He like kind of ignoring me. I'm like touching him. He ain't really, you know what I'm saying? He kind of brushing me off. So this going for about an hour. After a while, me and Pop's like, yo, we ain't chasing this dude. Like, we out. So we leave. So at that time, when you were in junior high school, they used to give you a card, and you used to have to pick schools.
Schools. I think
5 schools
yep.
that you wanted to go to. You remember that?
Yep.
So I had put Rice, Laughlin, Boys and Girls, Rowe,
Shout out to
and
the
other
high,
school.
man.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Right. And my last option was Rowe. You know, my brother, Yachty, God bless his dad, he already went there before it was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, let's see if we can go to Rowe. So my father said, all right, bet. My father went up to Robeson, and when he came to pick me up from junior high school, he's like, yo, I got something to tell you. I'm like, what? He said, Mage would love to have you come to Rowe.
Facts.
And that's how we picked Robeson up. Mage had knew who I was. My name was buzzing a little bit in the city. He was like, yeah, we would love to have you. So that's how that happened.
Yeah, but absolutely. So you at Paul Road now. You got a chip on your shoulder, right? You got a chip on your shoulder. What drove you during this season? Because you was killing all 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
What was that motivation? Like, what was your end result goal? I know you wanted to bring a chip to the heritage of Paul Road. I know you wanted to bring a chip.
Absolutely. I wanted to bring a chip. I had a lot of different motivation. The first one was Gary Irvin was a huge
another killer.
Listen, a different type of killer. He was another huge part of my story. You know, someone who motivated me, someone who inspired me.
You even try to walk like him. You even try to walk like him.
I learned it. You
used to try to walk like him.
I learned how to walk like him. I learned how to shoot free throws like him. This is how much this guy, you know, had an impact on my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, once May said I could come to Rowe, thank God for him. He allowed me to practice with the team my 8th grade year.
Gotcha.
So being around a senior basketball player who's the player of the year and one of the top players in the city as well as the country.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't treat me like an 8th grader. He would elbow me, get me tougher and all of that. So once he left, my motivation was I can't let this drop off.
Yeah.
He left here. He had the city on fire. He had everybody come to see Robeson games. When we would come to the games, the whole gym was packed. I said, I can't leave this off, so I have to keep up this tradition. So that was my motivation, as well as my coach, Todd Miles, who also went to Robeson and was the first one to go D1. I give a huge shout out to him, and I thank him because he was one of those coaches who played mind games. He was one of those, you think you nice? You ain't Todd Miles. You ain't Allen Griffin. You damn sure ain't Gary Irvin. I heard this all 4 years. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some players that were kind of discouraged in me, I got a chip on my shoulder that only.
But you're from Brooklyn, though.
So I said, I'm going to prove to you.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, yo, that motivated me. Like, oh, okay, you got the right one. You think I ain't better than y'all, or you think I'm not as good as y'all? I'm going to show y'all. Yeah. And that was my motivation throughout my 4 years. Like, when I leave here, you're going to say I'm one of the best players that ever played there.
So now you doing your thing. You holding up to the legacy of Paul Rowe, right? Scholarships start coming in. D1. Mm-hmm. Now your life is changing a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's getting serious.
So now you in your senior year. Your jersey's retired in Paul Rowe. Around certified killers. You got Bill Grant, Mike Sherrod, Gary Irvin, Todd Miles, and a couple others, right? A couple others we know that's on the wall. When you saw your jersey go up on the wall, how that make you feel? Did you feel like you made them proud? You accomplished? You know,
absolutely. I was overseas at the time, and I had got a text from my assistant coach at the time, who was Bishop. Shout out to Bishop. I had got a text from him, and it was just a screenshot of the picture. And I saw one Grant. I'm like, what's this? And then he let me know, like, yo, they retired your jersey. And when I tell you the satisfaction I got from that, you know, all the hard work, all the staying after practice, getting extra shots up, you know what I mean? All the studying of the game. That was a moment where it was like, it paid off. And to be up there with those other killers, it's a humbling experience, man. I'm very thankful for it.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, when you told me that was going on, man, I was just proud of you, man, because you always stood the course, you know what I'm saying? So now, D1 scholarships is coming in. Who gave you your first scholarship offer, D1? Who was that? If you can remember.
I can't remember exactly who gave me my first one, but I remember.
All right, your biggest school then. The biggest school at that time, the biggest school that says, Malcom Grant, I want you to come here and play.
At that time, it was Villanova. It was St. John's and Villanova.
Gotcha. But what?
Go ahead.
What made you go to Villanova knowing you had Corey Fisher going in with you? They got Scotty Reynolds over there with you. And he was dogging his freshman year. So now they talking about, hey, might be potential lottery pick. Now you going into the Lions then. So you go from being on top, right, to now you got to really go bang out. What made you?
Right.
Go ahead, I'm going to let you continue, but Villanova though. Well, so what was going through your mind during that?
What was going through my mind was they had just came off of, before Scotty got there, they had just came off of the Allen Bray, Randy Foy, Kyle Lowry, Mike Nardi, where they was playing the full guard offense. And the country had never seen nothing like that, where four small guards was dominating college basketball, winning games, really dominating.
They were killing.
So it was crazy. So Jay kind of pitched that to me. He was like, hey, listen, I kind of want to do it again. You know, I want it to be you, Scotty, Fish, Corey Stokes. You know, so
and you had Antonio Pena on your team at that time too, right?
Antonio Pena was there, who I had played with. Antonio Pena was there, who I had played with Riverside Church. So you know, that's all I'm seeing. I'm like, shit, they just did it with them. Why we can't do it again? And I had knew Corey Fisher since we was young. You know, this is not someone I'm just meeting. I had knew him since we were young.
So you had a relationship. You and Corey had a relationship.
Got it. Me and him had a relationship. I already had knew Antonio Pena since we were kids. We played at Riverside. You know what I mean? I had knew Corey Stokes, not as close as Fish, but I had knew him. So I'm like, man, you know, this could work. Why not? You know, it was exciting, but that's one of the things I look back and I say, I wish I would have listened to my brother, LeVar.
What LeVar told you?
LeVar said, don't go there. It's too many of guards. He said, how you going to do it? And exactly what you said is what he said. Scotty, Corey, you, Corey Stokes, Reggie Reddick. Like, how you going to do it again? And me being young and not really understanding what he was saying, I'm just caught up in, it's a big-time school. Yep. Because remember, think about it, that was the thing. When you go to a big-time school, that was kind of like, you was valid.
Yeah.
It wasn't really popular.
So this was an ego. Basically, this was an ego decision. Like, yo, I go here, nobody can tell me nothing. But
nobody can't tell me nothing.
But I don't blame you though, because coming up, everybody always told you gotta go to the big name schools. Nobody know you could go to these small mid majors and get buckets and do what you do.
And that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't taught. Right. Yeah. So I don't blame you.
Steph Curry he didn't have that run at Davidson yet. You know, it wasn't no CJ McCollums, it wasn't no Dame Lillard yet. The thing was to go to a big time school. So me coming out of Brooklyn, New York, PSAL, I'm not at Rice High School, I ain't at Christ the King. You know what I'm saying? Paul Rose is kind of falling off as far as in a powerhouse. For them to come at me and say, yo, listen, we want you to come rock out, I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? But now in hindsight, that wasn't a great decision. I needed to go somewhere where it could kind of be like Robe again, where the ball was in my hand and I could show everything I could do. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you. So now you there, y'all making a run, doing your thing. The next year, Scotty supposed to go to the league, right? Like he was supposed to go. But Scotty ain't messed the game up. Scotty said, I'm coming back for another year. So now you like, come on, man. I mean, I don't know if you felt like that, but I would have felt like that.
Sick.
Like, yo, come on. Because you already know it's a respect thing. It's a hierarchy. You understood the game. Because that's the politics of basketball, period. Right?
Absolutely.
So when Scotty came back, what was the emotions you was going through at that time?
I was sick. Think about it. I'm at the school for a year already. I already done made friends. I'm comfortable here. You know what I'm saying? I done learned where all my classes are. I know the teachers. I got a relationship with all the coaches. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already set here. So now when he's coming back, it's like now I got to make a big time decision. Do I stay here and go through this 3 more years, or do I say, you know what, I got to step out on faith and go somewhere else? So I was definitely sick about it, but you know I had to speak about it with my family, and we came to the decision that it was time for me to transfer.
Okay, so when it was time for you to transfer, you put the bid out there. How many schools was biting like, oh, Malcom on
everybody? I had everybody. Kentucky, Michigan, who else? Temple. Everybody was coming at. So, and you know, I was close to going to Kentucky that people don't know about.
So what made you make the decision to go to Miami? You wanted that life? You wanted that life? Man, you wanted the Versace shirt, the chest up?
Listen, I the same towels, had my chest hair showing. I want to go on South Beach, and it's the ACC. So think about it. Like I said, I've been fortunate, bro. Like I went to the Big East. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of times when people transfer, which is nothing wrong with this, but sometimes they may drop down. I went from the Big East to arguably
a bigger
conference in college.
At the time.
Both you could go either way. You could say Big East or ACC. So for me to go from Big East to ACC, and the coach is telling me, yo, listen, you're going to put the ball in your hands. You want the ball in the hands, you got it. You want me to point guard, you got it. It's Miami. You already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm married now, but you already know what that life is down there. I said, I'm coming down there. I'm going to be the man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm coming, coach. I ain't going no other visits. I went to Miami. I went on a visit with Miami. Went out to eat. We went to Prime 112. I had them fried Oreos.
Yeah.
I said, I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. And they was one of the schools that was recruiting me in the beginning. When I was coming out of Rogue. So, you know, they doubled back and we said, we're going.
All right, that's cool. So now you at Miami. You got a year experience under your belt. You know what you've been through. Now they said they gave you the keys, but wait a minute. Is this young killer at Rice that they didn't tell you they was looking at the time?
Right. That's
So,
another thing that people don't know about.
Right? The young killer, 5-star. And we already know how that go. If you go recruit a 5-star to come to your school, you got to put the keys in their hand.
You have to.
So you got my man Scott. Right? Where he from again? From the Bronx?
From the Bronx.
He from the Bronx. Young fella from the Bronx, 5-star or 4-star recruit, whatever it is. He commits to Miami. Now you know he coming in. What was that conversation like with Coach when you found out he was bringing him in?
To be honest, we really didn't have a conversation. The assistant coach, he kind of used me to get Durant to come there. You know, me being from New York, Durant being from New York. And, you know, he was like, yo, listen, hit him up. You know, let him know, like, you know, we're taking care of you down here. Let him know you're going to be in good hands. And, you know, I always speak to Durant from time to time. He came on his visit. We showed him a good time. And when he said he was coming, I'm like, let's get it. Like, let's rock out. He's from the town.
You ain't think nothing of it.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking nothing of it, but I ain't seeing
the politics
going on.
The politics on the backside.
I'm not seeing like, yo, this is the school's biggest recruit at the time.
Yeah.
When coaches get these kind of recruits, it look good on them. You can't have him come down here and he coming off the bench.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was like maybe two games into the season. You know, when college season starts, you got non-league games before the whole season starts. When these 2 games start, Durant is don't get me wrong, Durant is playing extremely well.
Yo, that boy nice.
But think about it, he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's having like 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. You know, you're already a 5-star recruit. You come in playing like that just take it over the top.
Yeah.
I remember the coach put me in the office, he's like, yeah, you know, we think we're gonna go with Durant as far as running the team. And I was, you talking about mad.
PTSD.
Go with this shit again.
PTSD.
Let me go with this shit again.
Yeah.
Because you got me to come here. I sit out a whole year. I work my ass off. You tell me the keys is going to be mine. Yeah. Now you telling me you're giving the keys to him.
Yeah.
And my thing was, I'm a natural point guard. a lot of times coaches get it mixed up as where, oh, he's a scorer, he can shoot, let me take him off the ball. I can do everything. I can score and get others involved. So because I can shoot, or you know what I mean, I shot better than Durant, like, let me put Durant on the ball. Durant had never played point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like a combo guard in high school. So my thing is, how you just going to turn him into a point guard? You can't really turn somebody into a point guard.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I went through that, and listen, I remember we had practice right after that. I ain't saying nothing to nobody. I wasn't standing in the huddle. I wasn't doing none of that because I was tight.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, at the end of the day, we all got feelings, you know what I'm saying? And I understand exactly what you went through, especially that PTSD, because this is the same thing filling up. You could have went to Washington, all them other schools that, you know, they ain't had nobody.
I should have went to Michigan.
You could have
went to Michigan.
Hey, that would have been a good look. But that's all right, though. You know, we learned from it. Not been a mistake. Yo, you still blessed be able to go D1. A lot of people never even get a scholarship to go anywhere.
Absolutely.
Right? So now, you see this young fella killing, you turn into a vet, now you got to give him some type of advice. I know the conversations you used to have with him. Let's go there. Let's talk about how you helped him, groomed him into the person that he was when he was coming as a freshman, where you had to accept that role, like, all right, he got the keys. Let me step into the leadership role. What was that like for you?
Once I saw what was going on, I just said, listen, you know, ain't no time to, you know, be pouting and soaking. It is what it is, and let's adjust to it. You know what I mean? You've been here before. You mentally tough. You from Brooklyn. Figure it out and make a way. So I said, listen, I'm older than him. I got more experience. He got the keys, but that don't mean it can't work. So I told him, look, let's work together. You know what I'm saying? We from New York. We can really build something special here. You know what I'm saying? They could
y'all did,
centered around us. And we did.
Y'all did.
I told him, I said, listen, me and you, we got to be a 1-2 punch. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what we did. Durant is a guy who listens, works extremely hard, wants to get better, and it was easy to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to learn. A lot of guys aren't willing to learn. He was willing to learn and take the advice.
Thanks.
Once we did that, we was up and running.
So now you go into your junior year, the senior. I forgot the senior point guard. You had a senior point guard that was there, and then he left. And once he left, now you want to start in the backcourt with Scott, correct? So now,
right.
So now y'all doing y'all thing, you enjoying it, everything looking good. Check it.
Mm-hmm.
You killed Duke. You had an outstanding game, right? You remember that game? You can smile. You can smile, my boy. I see you because you just did a flashback to that game, right? You was killing. You changed your diet. You started working out different. You came back ready to go for your senior year, right? Take me through that transition when you made the decision, like, you know what, I got to get my diet right. I'm the bona fide leader. I got to be right in my senior year. Take me through that transition real quick.
Just looking at it and seeing that, you know, I wasn't getting the respect I deserved. You know what I'm saying? When people were speaking of Miami, they wasn't mentioning Malcom Grant.
It was just Reggie. They were talking about Reggie Johnson and Scott.
They was mentioning my brother Reggie Johnson and Durant Scott. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm one of those people. I look for anything to motivate
you,
and kind of like the fire, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, okay. I was kind of heavy. I said, I'm gonna change my diet. Started eating right, working out twice a day. You know what I mean? And just really, really going super hard because basketball was my dream. You know, if you're gonna do something, you know, we're not going to do it halfway. We're going to do it all the way. We're going to go super hard and put our all into it. You know, my brother used to say, you get out what you put in.
Facts.
And that always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So I just made the decision, like, yo, this is what we're doing. It's time to go. It's the senior year. This your last year. Get busy.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and it paid off for me. Paid off for me. I had a hell of a year. And, you know, I was blessed, man. I was blessed to really do some things at Miami. 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah.
I'm in the record books all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk my shit a little bit.
Talk. Hey, King, talk it. Hold on, King. Talk it, King. Talk it. You already know the vibes, man.
I a little bit, but, you know, I don't really do it a lot, but, you know, I did my thing, man. 1,000-point scorer. I'm in the record books with the greats. Jack McClinton, who's a bona fide legend at the University of Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? ACC Player of the Week, all ACC. I did those things, and that's all from hard work and dedication.
So now, your senior year, you doing what you do. You thinking about your professional career at this point. You get the phone call, you get the news, your brother passes away. Right? Walk me through that. Like, how did that make you feel? Because your production was up. Then when you got that call, right? Rest in peace to the bro. You know, your production went down. A lot of people don't understand why it went down. Yeah, they kind of know, like, all right, he had some family issues, whatever. But they don't understand the impact your brother had in your life. So let's touch on that just real quick. You know, we ain't got to really stay on it. But let's just touch on that. How was that? Take me through that roller coaster for you.
By far, to this day, still the hardest shit I ever dealt with. The hardest shit I ever dealt with. You know, death is a part of life, but coming up in my personal life, when I dealt with death, it was always an older uncle, an older aunt, a cousin, you know, somebody that you're not really close with.
Not an immediate family member.
It's not an immediate family member. So now, you know, when you at a game, I'm at a game, I'm getting ready for a game. We be on the road, I'm getting ready for a game, my family members in town, and my coach said, you know, your family's in town, and we talk to you in the back. And when they put me in the back in the locker room, you know, they was like, you might want to sit down. Once they say you might want to sit down, I'm like, listen, stop playing with me. Like, let's just get right to it. What's going on? And they kind of say, like, you know, your brother died, Yachty died. And my knees went weak. It was like, y'all serious? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So now, you get the phone call, my brother. Not the phone call, but you get it. The coach tell you come to the back. You see your family in the back. They tell you sit down. They deliver the news that your brother has passed away. Let's talk about those emotions right quick for me.
I felt like my world was ending. I felt like it was the end of the world. That was my immediate family. I had never dealt with anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So to lose my older brother who had kids, you know, all of that's running through my mind. You know, my niece and nephew, they don't have a father. I don't have a brother. I'm never going to be able to hug him, laugh with him again. All that shit's going through my mind. And I just couldn't escape it. You know, I couldn't escape it. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get that out of my mind that my brother was gone. And that's why you see the decline in my senior year with my numbers. I couldn't get out of it. Prayed about it, everything. You know what I'm saying? And by this time now, because when he died, you know, I had to go to the funeral. When I come back to school, the team is already rolling. So now the coach got to try to put me back into the system and help me get back in. You know what I'm saying? A good chemistry with the team. That was tough. I'm missing my shots. I ain't playing the same. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely something that really impacted me differently, and it hurt me a lot.
Got you. So now your numbers went down. It's time to make the decision of what you're gonna do. You know, I know your name was high on the board, like for the D League at the time. You know, it's G League now. D League time for the draft, and you was expected to get the call. Draft happened. They didn't call Malcom Grant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What was your next step after that? Once you didn't get the call.
Once I didn't get the call, it was back to the drawing board. You know, I had to tell my agent, you know, what we're doing. And, you know, his message was, keep working out, we're going to get you something. You know, at this time, when you're waiting for the G League starts in November, I want to say. If I didn't go to the G League, if I went to Europe, I would have left in August. So now, overseas has already started.
Yeah.
Now I'm already late. So now I got to hope somebody get cut, hope somebody get hurt, and that way I can get picked up. And by the grace of God, I was able to get a tryout in the Canadian League, which is the NBL. I got a tryout, went up to the team, Mississauga Power, and, you know, did my thing. The coach liked me, and I was able to go from there.
So after the Canadian League, right? So now you got your first piece of playing professional ball. But, I mean, let's talk facts. Everybody don't want to play in Canada, right? When you left, you only played. I mean, you didn't, but you went and got your feet wet. Where did you ultimately, if you wasn't in the league, where overseas is premier where you wanted to go play?
I didn't know nothing about that at that time. My thoughts was NBA. If it wasn't NBA, it was the D League. You know what I mean? So I didn't really know about how Euro worked. I didn't know about Euro League at the time. I didn't know about Euro Cup and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I didn't get familiar with that.
Because you know, go ahead. No, go ahead.
By my brothers, Delroy James and those kind of guys. That's how I kind of learned about Europe. Okay, this is how this goes. This is what this team is. I didn't know nothing about that. That wasn't my goal.
Got you. Because you know, a lot of people, when you hear them say, yeah, I'm playing ball overseas professionally, people automatically be like, oh, they getting the bag, they doing this, da-da-da. Nah. I've done spoke to a couple people that played overseas, like, living conditions is trash. They don't want to pay your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they treat you like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of, for the younger players that's coming up, you know, how many overseas teams have you played for so far?
Oh, man.
Because you was in Canada.
I played for a lot.
You was in Ukraine, right? You was in Ukraine, right?
For 3 years. I was in Canada for 3 years. I went to Australia. I played in Sweden, Lithuania, Slovenia. So I've been on a few teams. I'd probably say about 10 teams, maybe.
Hey, so
10 teams.
You mentioned Australia. You was playing for the Wollongong Hawks at the time, right?
Yeah.
Your mentor was playing for,
right.
I can't remember the name of the team, like the Crocodiles or something like that, correct? Like
Townsville
Procs. So now this your first, you coming out of the tunnel and you see your mentor on the other side. Woo! Yeah. Bonafide killer, already got his name stamped, all that.
He's still in his prime.
He ready. At this point, he looking at you like, yeah, that's my bro from Brooklyn, Paul Road, my son. I'm finna kill him.
Right.
Tell me what you did to like prepare yourself for that battle. Were you intimidated? Were you nervous? Obviously, you was nervous.
Never.
Was you scared?
Listen.
I'm just asking questions.
I was in 8th grade. No, listen, of course, but I'm telling you, as I said, when I'm in the 8th grade, he prepared me. He didn't even know that he was preparing me years later.
Yeah.
Him not taking it easy on me and all of that, him elbowing me, treating me like I was in high school at the time, he prepared me a different way. So now, when we fast forward and now I see him on the other end, now I'm about to kill you.
I'm about to let you
know that everything you taught me, now you about to see.
Yeah, hey.
This ain't little Malcom no more. You see what I'm saying? This is my mindset. This is my mindset. You know what I mean? You kind of, if we being honest, you raised me to be a killer. You know, I watched you. You taught me certain things. So now I'm gonna show you what you taught me.
Yeah.
And
how was that matchup? How was that matchup for you? If you could remember.
Go at it like I would.
Yeah.
We didn't really go at it like I would have wanted us to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't really go at it, but we had a few times where we was massive against each other. He scored on me, I scored on him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't really go at it like I wanted to.
Yeah, he didn't give you the elbow. He didn't give you the...
You going at it. You
know okay. He didn't give you the elbow.
I ain't get the elbow. He gave Bashy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't give me the elbow, he gave Bashy. I ain't get a chance to elbow him back. And you know what I mean? I ain't get a chance to really do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, it was a dope moment. Like you said, to idolize somebody, to learn how to walk like them, shoot a free throw like them, want to play like them, and now you playing against them overseas. You both are pros. We both went to the same high school. It was a dope moment. I knew that Larry Majors, God bless the dead, I knew he was proud of us.
Rest in peace to Majors.
It was dope, man. It was a great experience. And I got to win, and he got to win. So we tied.
All right. Yeah, so y'all split that. That's cool. All right, so now, what advice would you give these young fellas? Because you've been in the overseas game, playing ball. You done got along. You know, I follow you on social media, and I know sometimes you used to say some coaches don't know how to use you or they appreciate your talent.
Right.
But then when you found a coach that was like, you know what? you got it, Malcolm. You was a killer over there, right? What advice you got for these young fellas?
It's proven.
And now that's facts. It's definitely proven. What advice you got for these young fellas, though?
I would tell them, first off, do your research. Do your research about overseas. Don't believe the perception of you getting a crazy bag as soon as you go over there. It don't work like that. You get a crazy bag if you was expected to go to the NBA, you didn't get to the NBA, and you was a big-time player in college. That's how you can start over the $70,000, maybe an $80,000 job. Maybe. Depends on you as a player, depending on what agency you with. So that's one. Second of all, you have to pick the right agent. Picking an agent is kind of like picking a college. You feel what I'm saying? And I would tell them, go with an agent who needs you, not an agent who wants you. It's a difference. If an agent wants you, it's kind of like, if I get you,
you just a number,
not whatever.
Yeah.
If an agent needs you, he gonna work his ass for you. He gonna work his ass off for you. He gonna make sure he puts you in the right positions to succeed. Because think about it, you succeeding mean he succeeded. You getting the bag mean he getting the bag. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't know these things coming up. Yeah. Also, find your market. Find your market. A lot of times, I got caught up in Europe and trying to get to your league. Your league is like the NBA in Europe. That's the highest league. I was chasing that Euro League, Euro Cup. I was blessed to play for Euro Cup, but it's a lot that come with that. A lot of politics that come with that. A lot of agents represent coaches, and they want their players to play for this coach. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of bullshit that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. So I would say find your market. Maybe the Middle East might be your market, where they allow you to be you and score a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advice I would give these young players.
Got you. So now you playing ball overseas. Obviously, you took a break because the birth of your son. You took a break on that. Mm-hmm. Let's go into the fatherhood though portion of it. Hey yo, Pops, man. Pops. He was like everybody Pops in the hood. I would tell you that. And I always tell you this story, but I'm gonna talk about it now, man. Pops ain't never give nobody no credit. Malcom was better than the world.
Ever.
You couldn't tell Pops nothing.
Everybody.
And I will never forget the one time we was playing and Pops said, Dwight. I said, what's up, Pop? He said, pass Malcom the ball. I said, Pops, I had an open layup. He said, yeah, but Malcom left hand is better than yours. I said, what? I said, Pop, what are you talking about? He said, all right, just give him the ball, man. He ain't called me a bum, though. That's when I knew I arrived, but Pops ain't called me a bum. You know what I'm saying? So, you never was a street dude. You wasn't outside like that. Pops kept you at bay. I mean, you respected him. I mean, I respect Pops for that. And it's crazy because Pops used to tell stories how he used to be in the streets. What you think? Pops was in the street. When you be making your comedy skits and you be talking about the pistola and all that, that's true story. That's facts.
And people don't know that. They think it's just being funny. No, this is real
Pops.
shit.
Pops, and I ain't going to Pops, allegedly, Pops had the 38 revolver pistola. He told me the story, but we ain't even going to get into that. But anyway, You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. I said allegedly. So, now that you're a father, you got you a young king in training, speak on how the impact Pops had on you that you plan on putting with the young fella. Because these days, all kind of stuff going on, man, and we got to protect our young kings these days. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when you saw him come into this world, what's your plan of attack? So let's talk about your plan of attack to make sure he grow up right. He don't have to go through the things that you see others go through. You know what I mean?
My mindset was, if I can only be as half as good of a father as mine was to me, I could be to him. I said half. You know what I'm saying? That's how amazing my pops was, man. Impact he had on me. Like you said, You know, where we come from, it's very rare that you grow up in a two household where you're a household with two parents. You feel what I'm saying? And I was blessed to have that, but I was also blessed to have a father who showed all the other kids in the hood love. And like you said, he was the hood's father. And that shit mean the world to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for him to be a former street dude, change his life around for me and my brothers, and really teach us about life, how to be a man, how to carry yourself, that mean the world to me. And I'm going to take everything that he taught me and I'm going to pass it down to my young king. And everything that he didn't know, I use my own experiences and teach him. You know what I mean? And I just want to make sure that I make sure he's good. He ain't got nothing to worry about. I raised him to be a respectful young man, show love to one another, you know, have empathy for people, have morals, have principle, and whatever you want to be in life, go after it. Believe in God, and the world is yours.
Nah, that's respect. That's respect. I got you on that. All right, so moving forward, so Pops held it down. Now you got your young king. Let's talk about the infamous four-step. I've been waiting to get into that. Y'all already see the vibes. Y'all don't know. Y'all make sure y'all
see what Hattie got on.
Y'all already see the vibes, man.
I see what Hattie got on.
You know what I mean? My dog scored, what was it, 63, 64 in West 4th?
No, 70, 78,
78,
right?
78 in West 4th.
I got the record.
Talk
in
your
West
shit.
4th. Don't nobody got no more points than me in one game in West 4th.
Yeah. We gonna give him a hand clap. You know what I mean? Hey, so, four-step. You always come up, you used to do the two-step crazy. You used to always body cast with it. What made you add the extra two steps to it? Because people know you for the, like, yo, he gonna hit you this four-step, bro. You gotta watch out. Because people scared to guard you. Because they know that it's coming. Because you don't do it all the time, though. You don't do it all the time. You do it when somebody get a little cocky and get beside themselves, you bring it out. What made you decide to add the extra two steps to it?
I have to give a huge shout out to my brother, my childhood friend, Bronson Patrick. We grew up together. He lived across the street.
He get a hand clap? He get a hand clap, Mouth?
Of course. Gotta give him a hand clap. And he's on the side of the hat. His name is on the side of the hat that you're wearing right now. And that was my way of paying homage and saying thank you to him. That's how I came up with the extra two steps. Anybody who knows me, like you said, I was never a street dude. I wasn't able to go anywhere I wanted. I was one of the dudes that if I had to go outside, I had to stay in front of the block, in front of my house, or I could go across the street. And it was one of those summer days, couldn't go nowhere. Mom's is in the window. You better not leave the block.
You better not.
You better not. I go outside. I'm just dribbling. Me and Bronson dribbling at this time, you know. And think about it, this is so dirty, but we're shooting the basketball in the garbage can. The most dirtiest shit ever.
Yeah, but that's what we did, though.
Germs. Yeah. But that's what we did. And like I said, we just dribbling, and I'm doing a two-step. And he says out of nowhere, yo, you know what'd be crazy, Mom? I'm like, what? He's like, yo, if you do the two-step and then add two more steps. I'm like, what you mean? So he takes the ball, he does the two-step, then he does the third step, and then he bring it back. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Let me see that again. He does it again. So then I do it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Now, you know, when you working on moves and stuff like that, the only way to see if it worked, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
So I'm like, I'm perfecting it, and I'm like, when am I going to do this? Now, the rumor is my brother Ronnie, who's in charge of Zone 6 basketball tournament in New York. The rumor is the first person I ever hit with the full step was the legendary coach from Lincoln High School, Tiny Morton. We was at a gym called Mickey-O, and we was getting ready to go on a road trip. And Tiny was playing D. And Ronnie said, I hit him with that four-step. And
changed his life.
I don't know if that was the first person, but that's what I'm going to go with. But I remember hitting him, and once I saw it worked, so it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Okay.
And from then on, I mean, it's very rare I don't hit somebody with it. If I don't hit somebody crazy
You
with
respect
it, I
them.
get space to where I can hit a 3 or I can go bomb and get fouled. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, the people are scared of that move.
It's just crazy.
They scared of it. They know it's coming,
I love it.
but it's unguardable. The move is really unguardable.
It's unguardable because there's so many different variations of it. There's so many different ways you can do it. You can. It's so many endings to it. Like the fourth step could be whatever you want. It could be a hezzy. It could be a step back. It could be a spin move.
Yeah.
How you gonna guard that? When you can do anything you want, how you gonna guard that? And I already know you scared. And I know you scared. It's over. It's over.
All right. So now.
No lie. It's crazy.
Nah, go ahead. No lie. What?
One time, and this ain't the you know be bragging or nothing like that. But I remember one time a dude guarded me, and I could feel his heart beating super fast. I said, when I get this ball, I'm a 4-step the shit out of you.
It's over for you, young man.
That was the worst thing you could have ever did was let me see and let me feel your heart beating out your shirt like that. I'm about to shake your shoes off.
Yeah, got him. Hey, so now, 4th step. You created it. It's actually a movement. Yo, shout outs to the 4th step. Thank you for the merch, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother.
So now the 4th step is more than just a move. It's actually a movement and it's meaning behind it. Tell me what you want the world to know about the 4th step. Like, what's the meaning behind it? It's just not a move, but it's an actual movement. Because you got people across the world doing the 4th step. Now you got people in the league putting it in their bag. You could name off some of the people that I seen you post up that's in their bag. My boy
Mario Chalmers, who just did it.
He did it. Your boy from the Pacers, he still play for the Pacers, right? Oladipo.
Who's that?
Victor.
Oladipo.
I seen him doing it.
Sam God did it. You know what I'm saying?
I see our bro Filet. I see Filet doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
people in different, like you said, people in different countries doing it.
So let's talk about that real quick. Just a tad bit, nothing crazy. Let's talk about that. Like, what's the purpose of the movement? What are you trying to spread?
The purpose of the movement is, what I want to do is, with the move is, I want to bring everybody together in the world. And that's my real meaning behind it. If you see, it's people of all races doing it. I have people from Croatia doing it. I have people from Africa doing it. I have people from Canada to do it. This is my way of bringing all races together and being able to show them that we're powerful as one. Forget about skin color. Forget about this bullshit. Forget all of that. This move right here can bring people together. And once you can bring people together, you can have people listening to you. Once you can have people listening to you, they'll follow you. Now, that takes a lot of responsibility, but I'm willing to do that because I feel as though the world is in a bad place right now. You feel what I'm saying? So if I can have people follow and move, oh, he's a father. Oh, he's a God-fearing man. Oh, he likes to make people laugh. Oh, he's all about positive energy. They can see all of that with this move. And that's my goal. Of course, I want it to be in NBA 2K. I want it to be as big as the Sham God or even bigger. I want to get my own shoe, possibly. All of that.
That move should be in 2K, though. That move should be in 2K.
Keep putting pressure on. Hey, Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K. We're going to keep putting pressure on you until you do it. You hear me?
Yeah, they definitely got to put that in there. Hey, so check it. Right?
We got to put that in 2K.
We got to put that in 2K. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure y'all support my brother with the 2-step. You know, he got the merch, all that. Shout out to my bro, Eli. You know, Eli be behind the scenes. I love him, man. Shout out to Eli, but that's for another podcast episode. I love that dude. Hey, yo, so look. Give me your top 5 point guards in the city right now. Right now, New York basketball that took over the circuit. Your top 5 right now. Malcolm Grant's top 5.
Malcolm Grant's top 5 right now in New York City. We gotta go J. Will for the kill.
Got it.
A super dog. Gotta go J. Will for the
kill. J. Will tough. J. Will's tough.
J. Will's super tough.
He's tough.
This player I'm about to name right now, he's not a guard, but you gotta name him right now. He just had an amazing summer.
So just top 5 players then. We ain't got point guard. Just shift top 5 players.
So I go J. Will for the kill.
Got it.
I go Kedar, Superman.
Okay.
Gotta go to big bro Eugene Lawrence, Gino.
Got it.
Gino is a guaranteed show.
He's a killer.
We we think about it, Gary just had a great summer. We gotta put Gary in there.
We know he a killer.
We know that. And who I'm gonna give the 5th spot to? Who I saw was having a big summer.
I ain't letting you off the hook. You gotta answer this one. You gotta answer this. I can't let you off the hook.
I'll say, you know what? I'll give it to my man Swerve.
Which Swerve?
Had a great summer.
Which Swerve?
Swerve from the side.
Swerve? Swerve in your top 5? You know, hey yo, hold on. Shout out to the bro Swerve. Swerve be putting on. Swerve letting you know, like, I don't care what y'all say.
He don't get a lot of, he don't get a lot of credit. I give Swerve right now.
All right.
Swerve had a really big summer. Nobody really expected it, and Swerve can really hoop, man. So I give it to Swerve.
All right, so Swerve. All right, so let's talk about park tournaments. You got Gersh, you got Dykeman, you got Hoops in the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Which tournament you feel like got the best talent? Which one you go out, you wake up and say, I got a game here. I'm about to go show out.
Question.
I'm about to go show out in this tournament. Because I'm playing in.
Me personally, Gersh is my shit. Everybody know Gersh is my shit. When I step in Gersh, it's a guaranteed show. Get your popcorn, get front row, and prepare to be entertained. So me personally, I'm going Gersh. But if we want to go the biggest in the city, we got to go Dykeman. I got to give the Dykeman.
Dykeman the big in the city?
We got NBA pros pulling up. They on the court. I remember in the championship game, I'm coming down the court. The crowd is behind me. As I'm coming down the court, the crowd is behind me.
They on the court.
On the court.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Literally on the court. They on the court. Sometimes you can't even boogie because it's
right there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go them two. For sure.
Gersh and Dykeman. All right. So let's talk. You talked about your bro earlier. Zone 6. Did you play in Zone 6 yet? Because Zone 6 buzzing right now.
I didn't play in Zone 6 yet. He was mad at me. I didn't want to take no chances with the COVID and being around.
And you got the new baby.
I'm definitely stepping out to Zone 6.
Shout out to Zone 6, man. Listen, I love it. You know me, man. I'm across the water doing what I do best. You know what I mean? But I do try to stay locked in on what's going on in the hood, man. And I just love what everybody's doing. That stuff bring the community together. So I appreciate that. So I need you to
Absolutely.
I need you to go play in Zone 6 though. Is in the city. Is in Brooklyn.
That's a done deal. I got you, bro.
You know what I mean? Like you have to go play over there. You know what I mean? And tell your bro I appreciate him putting on for the city and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, boom. So before we close this interview, man. Just tell the young people, and don't gotta be about basketball shit. Tell me the 2 things Malcolm Grant lived by that make Malcolm Grant into the person that he is.
That's a great question, bro. I live on respect, and I live on love.
Gotcha.
I'm big on them 2 things. I'm big on respect because that's how I was raised. I was raised on being respectful. I was raised on, to give respect, you got to give respect. You feel what I'm saying? My family is from South Carolina. Anybody will know that. When your family is from South Carolina, that's how you raised.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
that
mean?
South.
You
In
raised
the
in
South,
the church.
yep.
You raised on giving respect. You raised on holding the door for older ladies. If you sitting down and it's an older lady that's on the train or on the bus, you get up and let them sit down. So that's how it's raised. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And love is the most powerful drug in the world. And I think we've forgotten that as human beings. You know, with social media and this internet shit, people just so comfortable with disrespecting you, saying anything they want because they know you can't get to them.
Yeah.
We have to get back to loving one another. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't know somebody don't mean you can't love them. They're a human being at the end of the day. And that means they go through what you go through. They go through depression sometimes. They go through having a bad day. Shit ain't working out for them. You feel what I'm saying? So those are two things I'm big on. I'm definitely passing that down on to my young king.
Well, yo, listen, man. I appreciate you chiming in with your bro. I know, you know, from across, you know what I mean, the time difference, you know, things like that, but you took the time to, you know, help me with my vision, you know what I mean, because this is my vision. And I want to thank you for that, for real. So, you know what I'm saying, congratulations on your young king. You know what I mean?
Thank you, brother.
I can't wait till you and the wife start back y'all YouTube, y'all couples channel, whenever that's going to pop back, y'all skits.
Yeah.
Whenever that's going to pop back off, because there's definitely motivation, there's definitely goals, man. I love you, your pops, the fam. You already know the vibes. I was about to curse, but I'm trying to be professional. You heard? And then, yeah, we good, man. We good, man. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody, don't forget, follow Red Cup Talk with Goods, follow MG3, follow the 4-Step on Instagram. The handles is going to be in the comments, in the section, in the caption. We're going to have a good time, man. Again, man, we here, we working. We just trying to do what we do. This is two Brooklyn finest in the building. You know what I mean? That's what it is, Mal. You already know, man. I appreciate you, bro.
My brother, man. Let me say thank you, man. Let me say thank you for once again just allowing me to come on and being able to talk and give some game. I want to let you know I'm proud of you. I want to let you know that you was definitely a killer as well. You know, you don't give yourself enough credit, man. But I'm gonna let it be known. I'm gonna let it be known. Let me talk real quick. I'm gonna let it be known when you was hooping, you was going to ISA and tearing shit down, and Pete Edwards was like, "Who is this?" I remember, I was there. Let it be known, niggas was scared of you, ain't want to guard you. You was tough. You would get to the basket, play D, talk shit. I was there, so I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of your growth. I'm proud of the father you are. I'm proud of everything you're doing with this podcast. Anything I can do to support, let me know. Keep going. I love you. And let's keep being great. Let's keep being great, man. Keep moving forward in life.
Yeah, you already know, man. It's nothing but love. You know me, man. I don't like the limelight on me, man. I just be chilling. But I'm going to talk my shit just real quick. Y'all don't forget, I ain't dead. So when y'all mention killers, y'all better mention Goods. That's a fact. Wheezy. Y'all already know what time it is. But I'm about to humble myself again. But they be forgetting, though, Ma. It's all right, though. We going to leave out. They be forgetting. They be forgetting. You already know what it is, man. 4-Step. We got MG3, Malcom Grant in the building. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Make sure you catch a follow. Make sure y'all hit on that Instagram, Red Cup Talk with Goods. Make sure y'all follow MG3. Make sure y'all follow the 4-Step. You know what I mean? Everything gonna be in the bio. And we gonna do it like that. Y'all already know what time it is. Peace.